Hey everybody, this is the Benjinator, and today I am very excited because I'm going to be beginning my first ever Let's Play, and the game I've chosen, of course, is Chrono Trigger, one of the most famous JRPGs of all time. And man, let me tell you, this is the first time doing an LP, and the process of making sure everything works properly has been a pain. I actually tried out a couple of LPs, co-op LPs with a few of my friends, and there were just so many bugs and errors I had to overcome. Just figuring out file types and export things and audio and video and syncing and all that sort of thing. As you might imagine, this kind of thing is hard work. But it's definitely going to be worth it, I think. I've been learning a lot about the process, and I think it's going to be a good time. So, Chrono Trigger, of course, came out in 1995, around the holiday season, for the Super Nintendo originally. What you're actually watching is a cinematic that was added in the PlayStation ported version of this game. So, this is not Chrono Trigger in its original form, but currently I do have a PS2, and I have what was known as Final Fantasy Chronicles, which comes with this game, and of course Final Fantasy IV. So I thought that this would be just something fun to go through. And I realize, of course, that there are about 1,000,000,001 versions of this game on the internet in the form of a Let's Play, but I sort of figured let's give it another shot. It's a game I'm familiar with, so yeah, let's play it. Let's play. Let's play the Let's Play. So this is a pretty cool cinematic. Unfortunately, I believe this is only one of two in the game. I could be wrong, but there's one that shows up at the beginning and one that shows up at the end. So I guess we'll have to see. I could be wrong. So this game, not to spoil anything too much, does have multiple endings. We're going to be trying to get through all of them. I'm going to try to at least complete all of those endings. A lot of them are... Some of them are good, some of them are bad. A few are remotely amusing. So there we go. This is a game with a lot of very fun stuff indeed. Alright, so here we are. Chrono Trigger. First of many videos to come. And this is the traditional introduction right here. You know, if you were to flip on a SNES version of this game, this is what you would see. The funny thing about this game is I had literally no idea what Chrono Trigger was until I got it as a Christmas present. In 1995. Because up until this point, I was convinced that Final Fantasy VI was the greatest game ever to be created by the hand of man. So here we are. Final Fantasy... Chrono Trigger. Final Fantasy Chrono Trigger. No, it's just Chrono Trigger. Originally from 1995, imported it to the PS1 in 2001. So, off we go. Alright, so I'll be explaining the mechanics as things go on. Probably not going to be including a lot of the tutorial stuff in this game. I'll be explaining that myself, but there are a few things that I think are worth noting in the very beginning. So I'm going to be kind of showing you that in this video, showing you the menu system, introducing your characters and so forth. And if you know about the active time battle system, there is, of course, this thing where you can either do active and wait, and active means that enemies will attack you even when you're in the submenus, and wait means that when you're in the submenus, the enemies won't do anything. So, just to keep ourselves on our toes a little bit, we're going to go with active. So, alright, now we have our main character, whose name is Chrono. So, off we go. It's the magical land of Chrono Trigger. So I finally have editing down pretty well, so the stuff that I find kind of tedious or repetitive, I will be editing out for the benefit of the viewers and myself. So here we are. Happy little town, balloons going off. This is definitely a textbook RPG cliche. Anytime you start off a game like this, it's always going to be this sort of thing. Happy little town. Oh, sounds like a bunch of bells. Chrono. Chrono! Alright, so apparently our main character is just waking up. Hapless teenager in a village. Have we ever seen something like this before? No, of course we haven't. Oh, Lean's bell making music. I suppose you could call it music. Being generous, of course. Nope, not gonna get in trouble today, Mom. I'm the most well-behaved teenager with Goku hair ever. Woohoo! Alright. So now we can walk around. And first action we can do is just close our blinds. We don't want people peeping in here. So one thing that's kind of nice about this game is that you can actually go in 8 directions instead of just 4. You can run around diagonally. You can move pretty smoothly, actually. It's one of the aspects of the game that I really enjoy, is the fact that it is so smooth. Alright. We already have a friend. Alright. We're not starting off the game as a hapless loner. We got a friend. That's always good to know. Alright, and her name is Luca. Or as I called her when I was a kid, Lucha. I have no idea how that got there, but I really was not very good at pronouncing names and things like that when I was a kid. So it's just one of those things. Alright. Okay, Mom. I'll be back at some point. Probably in the next 40 hours or so. Alright. Allowance. Woohoo! Got gold. Alright, so Cat's following me around. He's gonna miss me. So here, of course, is the menu system. Just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up. This, of course, is your stat menu, and you have 4 slots for your equipment. You have your weapon, you have your helmet, you have your armor, and you have your accessories. So pretty simple, nothing too complicated. And then below you, of course, have your stats, your power, speed, evade, magic defense, stamina, magic, and hits. And so for the way that this works is that for characters with long range, hit is really kind of the stat that matters, whereas power is the stat that matters for people with short range. Chrono carrying a sword, it's all about the power, baby. And so he's also got this elements in the upper right hand corner that says lightning. We'll worry about that later. So of course here's your item menu. Nothing here so far. These are your techs. Right now he's learning his first single tech known as the Cyclone. And you need 5 tech points for that, and I'll be showing that off a little bit later in this video. Then there's also what are known as dual techs and triple techs, and we'll be looking more at those. Those are very exciting parts of this game, probably one of the best features that we're gonna be looking at later. This is all your basic kind of menu editing stuff, battle gauge, you know, active, weight. You can change the color. You can add chocobos in the background if you want. Well, not in this game, but in Final Fantasy VI you can. Swapping, of course, this is for parties later on, and this is, of course, is the save feature. So, yep, pretty basic stuff. Now let's go exploring the town just a little bit. See what's going to be happening. Alright, so, yeah, the town of Truce. Nothing really too exciting here, but there are a few little doodads. So the Mayor's Manor is actually where you're going to be starting to look at. This is all the tutorial stuff. All these people will give you tips about, you know, what's going on in the game and so forth. But there is some treasure here, which is pretty good. That, of course, the guy is on top of a save point. Something you might want to consider. Saving is important for JRPGs typically. So you talk to this guy. You ask him for his advice. You say yes. And he tells you about techniques that you can learn. Something I'll be explaining later. But if you talk to him again, he is so happy that you're willing to learn that he gives you even more money. And then behind him, in this chest, is another 100 gold. So, yippee skippy whip-diddy-doo-dah. You just raided the Mayor's Manor, so you should feel good about yourself, indeed. So I'm going to be, remainder of this video, I'm just going to be showing off a little bit what's going on in the battle system in this game. I just want to show that off a little bit. So here's the Guardia Forest. Not too concerned about this dungeon at the moment, but this is a good place to kind of show off a little bit of the battle system here. It is not random. You do not have random encounters in this game. Instead, you can see all the enemies right in front of you. In most cases, what you'll see is that enemies will surprise you, but these guys, the Hitakes, are out in plain sight. So let's fight these guys just to show off how this beautiful battle system works. There's your basic attack, the only thing we can do at this point. So enemies will attack you, as you can see. Got my little wood sword. So it's kind of cool. You fight the battles on the exact same terrain that you show up on. So there's no map screen and battle screen. It's pretty much right there. Gives you kind of a more realistic feel, which I think is pretty nifty. So there we go. 9 EXP, 3 tech points, and a little bit of gold and a tonic. Woo, we have an item in our disposal. That's always exciting. And actually, if you look over here, this is what is known as a power tab. So power tabs, these are kind of these items, consumable items that you can pick up that will automatically boost your stats. So let's use that with Chrono right now to make him just a little more powerful. There we are. Awesome. Got 1 extra point of strength. Gonna be hitting those enemies a little bit harder. So let's actually go up here, because there is something else I want to show you. So here's another enemy known as the Rolly. And he is summoning 3 spider crawly thingies. So after we defeat this battle, what's going to happen is that we're going to be probably gaining a level or gaining a tech. So just want to show that off. Alright, so we defeated them. And here we go, 3 more tech points. And we learned Cyclone. Alright, and so I'm going to be showing off exactly what that does in the next battle, just to give you kind of an idea of how this game works with its special abilities. It's more than just hitting people. So typically how this will work is that you want to wait. Cyclone is kind of an area. It's an AoE, and so what you will do is you have your target enemy, which is the beetle to the right. Focuses on him, and anything in that general area, that general proximity, is going to be hit by it. So voila. And that can be very useful, and once we see triple text later on, it's going to be even better. So, something to keep in mind. Anyway, so that is the very first of the Let's Play Chrono Trigger by the Benjinator. Just wanted to show you guys some of the mechanics, the way the battle works, and in the future video, we're going to be exploring the town, and hopefully going to this Millennial Fair that was talked about. So, anyway, I am the Benjinator, and thanks for watching.